to our NFL previews. We got the AFC West and NFC West. We're going to start in the AFC. Read out the teams for people that live under a rock, like last week. We got the Chiefs coming in at minus 150 to win the division. Of course, reigning Super Bowl champions. You got the Chargers at plus 325, the Broncos at plus 475, and the Raiders at plus 1200. So, Wade, out of those four teams, who is your pick to win?
We're not doing this again this year. It's the Chiefs.
No.
It's the Chiefs. It's the Chiefs.
Okay, Wade's going with the Chiefs at minus 150. Now, their over-under is 11.5. You on board with that?
Yeah, I mean, with 17 games now, that's 12-5. I think that's respectable. The AFC is going to be pretty good amongst the top 10 teams this year, so it wouldn't surprise me to see the one seed at 12-5 or 13-4. I don't think we'll see anybody go like 15-2.
Okay. I like that over under 11.5 because for the past 5 years with Patrick Mahomes as the starter for the Chiefs, they have won 12 or more games. So that 12 mark is what he likes to see. Tyler, who's your pick to win the division?
Yeah, this is a division we hyped up so much last year. Oh, this is going to be one of the toughest divisions to pick. The Chargers are going to win the division. Hell to the no, that's not going to happen this year. I'm not doing this again. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. As long as he's there, the Chiefs are going to win the division. I do think that the Chargers offense, Justin Herbert, he's going to have a better season this year. Their defense will also keep him in. I think that the Chargers will be a playoff team. I think that the Broncos with Sean Payton, I think that their offense will continue to elevate. I think they're still a couple of years away. Vegas with Jimmy G is probably the same way. But Chiefs, I think that they're going to hit the over. Like you mentioned, they're either going to get that 12 or 13 win mark. So you either give them the number 1 or number 2 seed. They're just a dynasty.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going Chiefs to win it. It's like Tom Brady and Bill Belichick back in the day. I'm going Chiefs to win the division. Chargers at 9.5 wins. Tyler, what you think?
I think they get they got 10 last year. So I think that they get 10 again. I think that this is a 10-7 team. Like I mentioned, I think that their offense, was dealt with injuries last year. You didn't have Mike Williams and Keenan Allen. If they are healthy, and you also added a guy like Quentin Johnston, the rookie out of TCU, I think that this offense is just ready to explode, and their defense has some talent to get them back into the playoffs and hopefully avenge that 27-0 blowout. They had that lead against Jacksonville and ended up blowing it. So I think they get back to the playoffs and potentially make some noise.
Okay, Wade, what do you think? 9.5.
I like the Chargers to go 11-6 and getting second in the division. I think that they are going to be one of the brighter teams in the NFL this year, but I do think that they'll go 0-2 against the Chiefs, and I think that will cost them the division. And I think the Chiefs will go 12-5. I think the Chargers go 11-6. So not much of a difference between the two teams, but I think the Chiefs just have their number.
Okay, well, fun fact about the Chargers, since Justin Herbert has joined the team, they have gotten one more win since the previous season. They started at 7, they went 8, they went 9, last year 10. So we're looking at potentially 11. I'm going over as well. Broncos 8.5. Sean Payton defending his quarterback in the media. We'll get to that in a couple minutes. Tyler, what do you think? Is it time to ride in Denver country?
Maybe not quite. Maybe talk to me next year, and we'll see if they're riding or not. I think that Russell Wilson under Sean Payton, I think that he's definitely going to have a better season. It's hard not to have improvement after last year. That's one of his worst years of his career. I think that Jerry Jeudy is going to be that receiver that's going to elevate his game too. The defense definitely has some talent. I think that they're a step behind the Chargers and the Chiefs. I'm going to give them the slight under. I think that this is a 7-win team.
Okay. Wade, do you agree with him? Are you going with old Shawnee boy?
I think the offense is going to be a lot better just because of Sean Payton coming in. And I think that Russell Wilson does have some gas in the tank. But this is a tough division. And I think if they don't get off to a hot start, this team could have a very much lost season. I have them right at 8-9. I think that they could swing the other way and go 9-8. And potentially be a fringe playoff team. But I think they broke it up a little bit too much on the defense last year. They traded away Bradley Chubb. and I don't know if they re-signed to their safety,
Donald
Harris,
James.
but
I'm
anyways,
thinking Chargers. Whoops.
yeah, I think that they, yeah, I was thinking of, yeah, that's James, but Derwin James, but
Yeah.
yeah, I think this team is kind of right around 500.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going under as well. I'm going with Tyler at 7 wins. Last team, Raiders, 7.5. How are we feeling about Jimmy G in Las Vegas?
I mean, I feel like Jimmy G's one of those quarterbacks that San Francisco, you should have just stuck with him. They're
Yeah.
just trying to throw him in the dumps, and I think that he's just a consistent and proven winner. I think that his health is the main concern. If he's able to stay healthy, I think that the Raiders, sneaky team in this division. The offense, still has Devontae Adams. He's still one of the best wide receivers. He's probably, getting down to, not really in his prime years anymore. They added Jacoby Myers, and I think that their defense, I think that they're still improving. So I think that they're going to be one of those pesky teams. Let's just say that. I use that word so much in this, but I think that they're going to fall just short. I think that they get right at 6 wins.
Wade, what you got?
I think that seems fair. I mean, I just don't think there's enough talent on this roster to be above any of the other 3 teams unless the Broncos just come out flat. But I would assume they go 0-4 against Los Angeles and Kansas City. So that's a tough fight back from that. I think 6 wins is fair.
I think they get 9. I don't know why, but
Bold.
they
could be a surprise team.
They're not going to gamble. So
if Josh Jacobs plays for him and they just run the football, I mean, you're really not that far off of the offense you were seeing in San Fran between Garoppolo and Jacobs.
That's
so,
true.
I mean, they're not flashy, but they could win some games like that.
Yeah, I think they get 9. Let's move on to the NFC West. You got the 49ers, the Seahawks, the Rams, and the Cardinals. Let's start with the fan favorite, 49ers at minus 150 to win the division. 10.5 over under. What you got, Tyler?
I think that this is going to go over. This is going to be the best defense in the NFL. Once again, it feels like. I think their offense, Brock Purdy, it's sounding more and more that he's going to be ready to go in week 1. That's definitely huge news for the 49ers offense. CMC definitely gets a full year. It's going to be year 2 in Kyle Shanahan's offense. And then Debo, if he's back and healthy, I think that this offense, had some lumps last season just because of the quarterback carousel that was happening. So as long as their quarterback can stay healthy, this is going to be a good enough offense to win them 11 or 12 games. Because NFC is pretty weak this year. It's pretty much, once again, the Eagles and 49ers. And it feels like everyone else is just trying to catch them. So I feel like, the NFC West, I think that it's going to be a down year for some of these teams once again. So I'm going to give them the over. I think that their defense gives them to 12 wins.
Okay, I like it. I mean, they're probably going to have one of the best defenses in the country this year. Wait, 10.5. Are you on the Purdy train, or are you not? You're not so much with them.
I'm on the 49ers, but I'm not on the Purdy train quite yet. I think that he's serviceable, but I think San Fran could be shopping for a quarterback again this draft, not at number 3 because they're not going to go get Trey Lance or someone like that. But I think that I don't know if the quarterback of the future is on this team at the moment, but I think that defense is really, really solid. I think they get to 11 wins. And I think the NFC West could be a surprising division. We'll get to that in a second with the Seahawks and the Rams, but definitely the leader of the pack right at 11 wins for me.
All right, let's get to the Seahawks. 8.5. Wade, over or under?
All right, 8.5. I like it for 9, maybe even 10. I think this team has too much talent on offense to not get over 500, and they bring back their leader on defense. Bobby Wagner comes back after a year with the Rams. Funny how that plays out. He thought he was going to chase the Super Bowl with the Rams because Seattle was over, and then it turns out a year later Seattle's the team to push for a Super Bowl.
Yep. Legion of Boom maybe coming back. Tyler, what do you think? 8.5.
Legion of Boom is slowly trying to get their swagger back. I think that their offense, I love Geno Smith. I think that he's going to continue, maybe even potentially get up into MVP conversation. I think that he can definitely get into that.
Okay.
Might be drinking a lot of the Geno
That
Smith
scares
Kool-Aid.
me.
Love him.
You
Love him in
eating the
fantasy.
Skittles up there, all right?
I've been
You gotta
drafting this
calm down.
man as my backup every mock draft in fantasy. So I
Okay.
think that he's going to be that good. I think that this offense continues to improve. Some running back injuries with Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet. We'll see if they're ready to go at the start. But, DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett leading the way. I think that this is going to be a 10-win team. I almost wanted to pick the Seahawks to win the division. I think that would have been too far. But I think that this is going to be a playoff team. I think that Seattle gets back into the playoffs.
Okay, I like it. Rams 6.5. Tyler, you think Mr. Matthew Stafford gets them over the hump?
I think it's totally dependent on Matthew Stafford if they're going to reach this or not, because their defense is absolute terrible. It feels like Aaron Donald is just like the only one there. And, they got Leonard Floyd too, but Jalen Ramsey no longer there. It just feels like their secondary is going to be, it just feels like a team that's going to be trailing. They're going to have to pass the football a lot. So Cooper Kupp, if he's healthy, and Matthew Stafford, if he's healthy and ready to go too. I'm going to give them 6 wins. I think that this is going to be a team that's still trying to find an identity. I think that they could definitely surprise them if Matthew Stafford stays healthy. The whole season, I could see this being an 8-win or 7-win team. But right now, if that still some question marks left to be answered, I got to give them the 6.
All right, Wade, do you agree with him, or are you gonna call him out on his dumb take?
I'm definitely taking the over here, but I don't know by how much. I think just having Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp back alone, to me, equates 7 wins. I mean, this team won the Super Bowl and had one of the best offenses in modern football just 2 years ago. They were amongst the Super Bowl contenders last year, this time of the year. So I don't think the talent has fallen off that much. Yes, the defense does need to improve, but I think this division is definitely up for the grabs. This probably is the best quarterback play in the division, and you got the best player in the division, maybe outside of Christian McCaffrey and Cooper Kupp. So I think they'll make a little bit of noise. I think everybody's going to beat up on the Cardinals. I think they'll pull off some upsets. Does it propel them to like 9 or 10 wins? We'll see, but definitely sign me up for over 7.
Okay. Cardinals are at 4.5. I think I'm going under. Sounds like Wade's going under. Tyler's going under.
Number one.
Yeah,
Number
3
one
and
pick in the NFL
14 for me.
All right, we don't even have to talk about it. So to win the NFC West, Tyler, who you got?
I really want to go. My heart is saying Seahawks, but mine is saying 49ers. So since I gave them the 12 wins, give me the Niners.
Okay. Wade, who you got?
I'll take the 49ers. I think they'll get the double digits. I think the Rams and the Seahawks could fall just short.
Okay. I am going Seahawks to
I like
win the
it.
division this year. So that's our picks